Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 4 of Full House Games. I am, of course, Caleb House, and joining me is Bo.
Hello.
And we are once again watching Patrick with his Duskmantle combo. But this time, he is playing against the might of the Bogles. That's right, we're seeing a Hexproof deck on the left here from Brayden. My apologies if I pronounced that incorrectly.
Is that Brayden is he the one who's very good friends with Ryan Thistlewaite?
I don't know. I've never actually met him before.
Oh.
I don't typically go to Modern. But, yeah, tonight I was. It looks like a mulligan to 5, unfortunately, for Brayden here. But it is hexproof. And we did see, I believe it was Reed Duke go quite well with like a mull down to 4. But an Inquisition's not really going to help him.
He takes the
What is
dude.
that land? Is that actually a pain land? Or?
I swear, that's gotta be a pain land. It's probably like Underground River or something like that.
So Daybreak Coronet.
He took a damage, yeah. And he
Yeah.
wrote his hand down.
So, yeah, turn 1 taking that Bogle Hexproof 1-drop is crushing for your opponent here. Like, it's not something you can overly come back from.
Yeah. Oh,
I lied,
here
that was a
comes one.
sick rip,
Yeah.
and things are going to start getting bad for his opponent here.
He's gotta have another land though, so that way he can like suit his guy up.
Yeah, well, he's got 1. He needs to hit another one for the Daybreak Coronet. He has some 1-drops. I think there was a Rancor in his hand.
So what's this? This is Transmute? This Muddle the Mixture?
Yeah, we're transmuting that main deck Muddle of the Mixture, like we said last time. It's so good.
Yeah.
And we can see some Spell Pierces, some
You
Discard,
get to go through his deck. It's
Duskmantle. Awesome. Yeah, it seems like a really good deck for just dismantling your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe he fetched a Mind Crank there. I think...
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's what you go for, right?
Like the most uninteractive thing. That's
That is an Umbra Spider.
Spider Umbra, yeah.
Spider Umbra, yeah.
That's the one that gives it reach.
+1/+1 and reach, yes.
And you can't blade
Very
little dude
correct.
up.
And Totem Armor, which means if it would be destroyed, destroy this instead.
How does that work with 2 Umbras on it? You have to get rid of both.
Don't ask me. I think you get rid of both. I think you could choose, but if... The interesting thing is, if the explosives for 1, you can put the replacement Totemic Armor effect on instead.
That's
and
good.
It gets funky and weird.
There's no thoughtseize. Let's have a squiz. So you get a third one, really? A third Bogle?
That's really what you want. Mind you, this is not the Bogle, this is actually the Elf.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
The
This is all the 1-drop Hexproof Elf.
What's his name? Can't remember the elf's name. It's got a name.
Yeah, basically.
Hexproof Elf is its name. I guess we're the Daybreak Coronet.
Yeah, that seems like a decent enough play.
I mean,
Like-
you got lifelink attached to that. You got damage attached to that. Not like lifelink matters in this matchup.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna go for the combo now. Play out that Mind Crank. And I think you already played away this turn. No,
Yeah.
no. He hadn't. It's turn 4, which is really slow for his opponent here. But
The
so
white
protection
Umbra?
Oh yeah, Hyena Umbra.
Hyena.
And swing for like 1, 2, 3, I think. It's not a bounce land, is it? No. It's Watery Grave. Oh, okay, so Brayden's in a much better position here because, well, he's ripped a second land for a start.
Yep.
But also because his opponent has not got a Duskmantle Seer in hand.
Yeah, he's digging for it.
Does have that. So, that being said, he has a lot of Transmute in his deck, so you can't count him out right now.
He has extra copies of that card pretty much.
Yeah.
Any Demir Cut Purse or whatever it's called.
Demir Infiltrator, I think, is
Infiltrator?
one of them. Any Muddle the Mixture that he draws is immediately... I win the game.
Yeah.
Basically, if he's not already dead. So it's so powerful, and even though he does have to do it as a sorcery, He does have that other one. That's okay. An interesting play there from Brayden.
He's
sorry,
gone
from
Ghost
Patrick.
Quarter, see if he's got a basic, and he does. What kind of basic is that?
That does give his opponent extra mana for this turn.
Yes. Oh no, it comes. Oh yeah, it does come.
Yeah,
into play
it comes into
untapped.
play untapped.
I think
So
part to exile there for a second.
that's 3 mana.
Ah,
there.
that is a snow-covered plains.
Nice.
I would know because a Mr. Michael
Nice.
Smith has done a bunch of alters for me.
Yeah, very nice. Shout out to Michael if you want to get anything altered. And yep, there's a Daybreak Coronet. So things get violent now with +3/+3 First Strike, Lifelink, and Vigilance.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's opted to not play another 1-drop. Maybe he didn't realize that he had the extra mana there. And yeah, it looks like it's gone game 1 to Brayden anyway,
Mm-hmm.
with a sweet Hexproof deck. It's such a good deck too, just because
It's so fast.
it's such a good aggro deck, and it just dodges everything. Like Burn can't really play around it just because
Yeah.
of how much you've got. I mean,
Like-
Liliana is the best thing you can play,
Yeah.
and hope they don't have 2 creatures.
It feels. I always kind of see it as like if you wanted to really play Infect, you could play this. Like if you had lots of money and you wanted to play like a 1 creature all in strategy, which is what I think Infect is, honestly.
Yeah,
You could play this instead.
yeah, and you've got so much more. You've got so many more cards that you can actually fit yourself out with.
And also, you've got a lot more in your sideboard because you play at least 2 colors. You play green and white, and sometimes I've seen them splash for a 3rd, so they can.
Okay.
Sometimes
What, Blood Rush their creature?
yeah, if they want to, I can see it.
Nice. Yeah, Blood Rush is a pretty strong mechanic.
Yeah, with what's the big fella? Gorklan Rampage.
Yeah, Gorklan Rampage heroes are +4/+4. And I think something in this deck might give Double Strike. So, it's not a bad card, and it's not by any means a bad deck. It is a very much a rogue deck, I guess you could say.
It's very meta dependent, like.
Right. And I
Like-
think Reed Duke talked a lot about that when he played it.
Mhm.
Because he played it because it was such a smaller field, and I guess that's another reason
He
why
was
you want to play
saying
it
that
at
most
FNM.
of the field that he was playing against was the slow, grindy control decks. Like
Mhm,
it was like 60% of them were playing blue-white control, blue-white X control, and this deck is very good at that because they don't present a board threat quick enough for them to deal with your guy, and you're
Exactly.
always just playing a guy, and they can't path your guy, they can't bolt your guy, they can't do anything about your dude, and you're just shooting this one
Yeah.
guy up and smashing every turn.
Yeah, it really gives you something called virtual card advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Virtual card advantage, something that you can also see in decks like Burn,
Mm-hmm.
where I don't play creatures, so you can't touch me.
Yep.
Also similar in Storm, where you saw it if you've seen Game 1, I had to sideboard out a lot of my cards because they couldn't deal with Storm.
Yeah, they
Like,
just
there was
didn't
no
do anything.
point to having them, right? And that's a lot of what Hexproof revolves around,
Mhm.
just having a really big dude, really fat, really quick, that you can't do anything about. I mean, maybe you can Anger of the Gods, maybe you can Liliana, but you have to have that and hope that I don't have the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I go turn 1, 1-drop, turn 2, 1-drop, suit up my guy, suddenly Anger of the Gods is not a valid response.
Yeah.
And neither is Liliana. So, it's a pretty good deck all in all, but yeah, very, very much a rogue strategy. One that can be employed to good effect, but you do have to probably get pretty lucky with your,
It can
with
be
your
it
draws.
can be a tier 1 deck in the right metagame. If you're going up against a lot
Absolutely.
of people playing Goyfs, you can't do anything.
Ah.
Oh well, it's hard. It's harder because those Goyf decks, they play
don't think so.
creatures and they. You don't think so?
I think Liliana and Anger of the Gods are your 2 worst cards. Scapeshift is just a joke to play against with this because
you can't do anything.
That's right, and you've got Vigilance and First Strike and Lifelink.
And Lifelink. Lifelink is very, 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 very valid against something like Escape.
As soon as you drop a not a Goyf, but a sorry, as soon as you drop a Daybreak Coronet, Goyf's suddenly a lot less valuable because
the First Strike just goes over him.
Yeah, and if you have a Rancor as well, then you've got, what, a 5/3 First Striker, which is actually going to blow out a lot of Goyfs.
I suppose so, but you still have... I would say that you have a higher chance of winning if you're playing... If you're playing a rock-style deck, you've at least got some form of answers, whereas, you know, in your kind of typical blue-white control build, you have a lot of dead... You have a lot of dead cards. You have no board presence. Kind of like what Patrick's doing now. He's got very little board presence. He has one card, and that's it.
I think the worst possible card that you could probably come up against is Spellskite.
Yeah,
like that's damning for your deck.
Mm-hmm.
You just it's absolutely crushing if you don't rip a path, or if you haven't already got enough pants on your guy to just
pants.
It's the pants deck, right? You
just
suit him up and go to town.
He could be like a World of Warcraft character with like really big pauldrons. He's got like shoulder pads on shoulder pads.
Yeah, exactly. Let's play the pants game. How many pants can I wear?
Yeah.
I'll wear this crown too because, you know...
I think... I know Patrick does have that Spellskite because we saw it in the last game where he was playing with it. So he's maybe just mulliganing till he hits...
A transmute or a Spellskite is probably what I'd be doing if I was Patrick.
Transmute, Spellskite, maybe like a hand stripper card. That's pretty good. I could see that. Strip off the guy and then make it so you got so much more time to play around with.
Yeah, exactly. But I definitely think a turn 2 Spellskite is the bane of this deck.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely something you got to be worried about if you are... Patrick here. That's right, if you're Brayden here.
Mm-hmm.
And both players just, you know, shuffling up and getting prepared. Ooh.
Oh no!
Oh my!
Surprise!
That's actually a good trick to have.
For Liliana.
Yeah, for Liliana, you just leave an untapped. You just leave a fetch land untapped, and of course, how exciting! We've got the new Onslaught fetches being reprinted.
Oh man, so happy.
All of them are going back into Modern. Joy of joys.
You know what my favourite part about that is? More Legacy players. Everyone's got all their...
Yeah, exactly.
Got all their fetch lands, and now everyone's like...
Come along to Legacy Tuesdays with your new Onslaught fetch lands and piss off all the old players because they look new and they all hate them.
Thank you.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy so many new fetch lands. Oh, it's going to be great.
Oh man. Alright, so here's what's happening.
Now I just need them to reprint the jewels.
One day.
I think when Magic dies.
Yeah. I like...
Which is probably never.
I think that jewels may or may not go up because there will be more people with like newer fetch lands. Because like, you know, you have your modern players and the thing that stops them from getting in is the duels. But they're like,
the fetches and the shocks
the fetches and
all the special lands that you need. We're actually seeing a lot of change towards some more of the fast lands now.
Yeah.
In a lot of decks, like not so much Storm. Storm really runs those pain lands and the shocks and the fetches. But decks like Hexproof run those fast lands. Decks like Pod run fast lands as well because they've got so many mana dorks.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe Patrick here is running some fast lands as well. So it's an interesting shift in what kind of lands you're playing in the deck.
Mm-hmm. Okay, starting off with an Aether Vial, which is a good choice. Doesn't have to take damage because
it's powerful stuff.
He uses a colorless to get that one. Alright, he's gonna fetch.
Is the green-white fetch land going to come out in Khans?
Yes, they're all coming out as a set of 5 because it's a big set.
Oh, of course, but I still have a feeling we might be seeing a reprint of the Zendikar fetch lands as
Yeah,
well.
that's the question. And if they're going to do that, they'll probably do it over the next two. I'm not sure if it's big, small, small, or it's big, small, big.
I think they might do it just in the next block, just because of how it's going to happen. But, you know.
Here's another vial.
This is interesting. So you're going to try and put as many pants as you can on this Dryad Arbor? Is that what's going on here?
Fast line, yes.
Yes. Okay.
So what's this? Oh, that doesn't matter is what that is. What is that card? Is that a gut shot?
Yeah.
You gut shot. Wow. That's cruel.
That's value.
Wow. That is awful cruel.
I don't know why you're running gut shot. Well, I can see why you're running gut shot. Sorry, that's part of your entire.
Well,
deck
I can
plan,
see.
right?
I can see why it would be good in this particular. Yeah. I see why it would be pretty good in this deck because like against maybe Pod, get their little dork, get their noble hierarch, get their birds of paradise.
Well, if they lose a life, they put 2 cards in from your
Mind grind.
Mind Stone anyway.
Mines.
So, grind clock,
Grind.
mind clock, grind clock, mindy mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically Painter's Servant, right? That's what we're looking at here.
Yeah. Right.
Cool.
Cool.
Good to know. Just run like 10 Progenitus and then you'll be fine because they'll never hit the graveyard.
Yeah. Magic the Gathering.
You'll be fine.
Alright, so he actually does have lands here, which is good for him. He's not starved.
Yeah, well, Ghost Quarter gives you a land, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know why you don't really want to play it right now anyway. It doesn't actually cut you off mana.
Here's a transmute.
And, you probably want to... Oh, is that a Spell Sky?
Ooh.
Alright, so...
And all of that, he's got a Violon too, so he can Violon the Spell Sky if he wants.
Yeah, I think this is just where you concede, as Brayden, unfortunately. You're not beating out a Spell Sky.
I like how Spell Sky completely hoses that deck as well.
So this is a shortcut, so your shortcut should really be... Actually, I lied, I'll take this one back. You're shortcutting, right? So you can actually say, well, since you are going to respond by doing that, I will not cast this one, since neither of them are instant speed.
Mm-hmm. There's 2 more ghosts. There's another Ghost Quarter.
I don't even think Patrick will need his combo at this point.
Yeah, he just has to sit on that. He can even attack with the Spell Scout if he wanted to.
Yeah, that's really gross.
Yeah. That's it. You done yet, Brayden? No, he's gonna play it out.
You need to, like, give your creature protection from something. You need to give your opponent's creature protection from white at this stage.
Well, like, how do you win? There's no way out, is there? Is it this the sort of case? Maybe he's got like a path to exile. Maybe just pause the guy.
Yeah, you really need to hit a path to exile and kill that Spells guy. It's
I love those games where it's painful to watch. I love those games where it's like 2 players have like a life gaining source, so they keep like swapping back between. Like one turn, one guy will go down to like 4 life, and then he'll swing back up, and then the other guy will do the same thing. He'll go down to like 5 or something like that, and he'll like spring back up to 12 somehow. I love watching that sort of stuff because it's big numbers. It's Timmy territory.
I don't like doing that as a commentator because I have to
edit
it.
Yeah.
I don't even like people cracking their fetches one at a time.
Oh man, you're gonna hate me. I tap and then crack it. Take my time. Hey, come on, I play Stifle, I play Stone Rain.
Swirl. Well, you still sacrifice it.
Yeah. God, I love Stone Rain. Did you see...
Oh, so now because he's lost life, he's gonna have to mill a card. Oh my.
Is that a path to exile? No, that's an Umbra. Or Apostle's Blessing? I don't know.
In the graveyard there.
Yeah.
On the top, I believe that's a Core Spirit Dancer, which allows you to draw a card.
Oh, yeah, he draws a billion cards.
Umbra. No, you should totally give your opponent's creature trample, right? If you cast enough spells, he'll have to pay life. And then die.
Yeah!
Maybe that's your out if you're Patrick.
That's a good way of doing it.
Oh, God. I feel so bad for him right now. It's not good.
Hey.
Boggle. Boggle. Look, if I'm Patrick, I'm inclined to just go to game 3 here. Hope my opponent doesn't draw a...
Oh, there it is. Draw a card. Come on, man. Draw a card. You got it. Oh, man. He's even got like a Spell Piercer in his hand ready for that. Draw a card. Can I draw a card?
Yeah. This you can't respond to
it?
that. Yeah, he draws a card. I think he was looking at Ghost Quartering, but...
So what did he get? He got the Boggle?
Yeah, he ripped another Boggle, which is decent enough in this position, but that Spell Sky is just pure, gross, disgusting value.
I like that he's using his own deck against him. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
There's not many decks that do that.
Well, ooh. Oh no, that's an Ethereal Armor. Oh. Value. Cast it. Cast it for value.
I had a wonderful experience using a deck against another guy. My own deck against him. A guy was playing Miracles. Was playing Rip and Roll Miracles, which is Rest in Peace with Helm of Obedience. I was playing Mud, and I cast a Phyrexian Metamorph copying his Helm, which he didn't have enough mana to activate, and then I mill killed him.
That's gross.
Yeah. He was pretty sour about that. It was pretty funny. Hey, it's his fault for playing a 2-card combo.
Yeah, you really want to, like, if you're going to combo off, ladies and gentlemen, combo off. Like, don't dawdle about the place. Make sure you're going to be able to go off. Sometimes you have to do it when they have no mana up for counterspells, and that's fine if you're left with no mana, but come on, have a Lotus Petal in play so you can crack that. But yeah, it's really bad. Rest in Peace, by the way, is such a great card.
Yeah.
Not really played in Standard, and I can see why. I mean,
our graveyards don't matter.
I might bring it in against a blue-white control deck and just leave it sitting there so they don't get any value out of it. But yeah, so good in these other formats like Modern and Legacy and Vintage, where it just hoses cards. Like,
hoses so many decks. It hoses decks.
It's a 2-drop answer to Deathrite Shaman, to Tarmogoyf, to Mud, to Dredge. Sorry.
Anything that's playing like Lingering Soul, like even like standard Esper Stoneblade decks that just use Lingering Souls and Snapcasters is really good against that.
Yeah, it hoses Snapcaster for the most part. Turns it into a 2/1 Flash guy, which is not
Ambush
terrible.
Viper.
Not terrible, but you know.
That's what they did like a couple of years ago, and when he first came out, they used him as an Ambush Viper instead of like Snapcaster Mage, go get my guy back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Such a powerful card.
Hey, they would snap it in. They would flash him in to go and block a Geist to Saint-Draft. That's alright, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much the best thing you could hope for out of that. But you're still taking 4 damage in the face from a crazy ass angel.
Yeah, that card was nuts.
Surprised no one's done the whole I'm gonna end the turn and leave my angel up sort of deal with Sundial of the Infinite. Oh
man, I'm gonna do that now.
Please don't. It's not a great combo, but it does work.
I played Dutch Stacks once in memory of Aaron Dickinson, who was an infamous Stacks player in the Brisbane community a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I built the whole deck, had a moat and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Had this disgusting Sundial of the Infinite combo with Smokestack. where they would have to like that you would put the trigger on the stack where it would count up the smoke stack.
Yep, and then just end the turn.
End the turn, they would sack their permanents, and you make them draw out because you would never draw any cards, and you're just sitting there ending the turn every time.
And then you're really screwed if they rip an abrupt decay too early.
Oh yeah, that's pretty painful, but it's still funny to watch.
Could also work against you if they have an Emrakul.
Yeah.
Or some sort of Eldrazi, just shuffle back in.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but I mean, like, you're not the one you're kind of causing a loop. But then again, like, if you usually get so far ahead, you just put the counters on like 3 or 4 when they have nothing on the table, and then okay, so what? You sack it all and you use your. Here we go.
Speaking of rest in peace,
here it is. Rip.
Brayden has smartly brought that in to deal with his opponent.
Yes,
like, he will dodge the Duskmantle combo by using that. Since the cards go to the exile zone instead of graveyard. Very nice
Suit
work.
his guy up and smash in for 3.
Put some pants. Seeing some pants from Star Wars, it's the Rancor.
You know how cheesy that was.
Yeah, I know. But
so
gotta have
has
fun
he
with
left colored open? Has he left white open there?
He has a white mana open, so this could be
a
for a path if he's drawn one, or something else.
Here's a vial.
Eighth of Vial means that whatchamacalls is not coming into play.
Maybe, does he have a Daybreak runner in his hand? I think he does. Oh man, Thoughtseize.
Not anymore, because that's the Thoughtseize. And yeah, it looks like he's taken that. Aha, cleverly hidden. I think you want to play that Rest in Peace as soon as possible, really.
Is that a Stony Silence?
It looks to be, so that's a pretty good card to draw in this place.
That locked out most of the annoying pieces of the deck. It doesn't completely finish the game, but it does slow him down. He can't flash his guy in at the end of the turn. He can't.
Well, he can, but it means he can't do anything else at the turn, really.
No, he can't flash his guy in because the Ether Vial will be tapped. Because Stony Silence will turn off the Ether Vial.
Oh, of course. I'm thinking of Suppression Field.
Yeah, which is also a pretty sweet card.
Beautiful.
So he's turning off that Ether Vial. He's turning off.
Yeah, just beat for 3 every turn, and that's the core Spirit Dancer?
Yeah,
okay,
he's gonna draw a gajillion cards here.
Nice. Yeah, that's what you really want in this position. Unfortunately, it's whenever you cast an aura, so it's not going to have the same effect being cast off that. Sorry, you won't get the draw trigger when you cast that.
Rest in Peace.
Rest in Peace, yeah. And by the way, if you ever respond to a trigger from Core Spirit Dancer, make sure you do respond to the when the draw trigger's on the stack, just in case they draw some value out of it.
Yeah.
And adding some pants to that Core Spirit Dancer means it's now going to be a dope card at
Hyena Umbra and a Spider.
+2. Yeah, if it's a Hyena, no, that looks like a Spider Umbra, which means it's going to be a 3/6.
It's going to be big
because it gets +2/+2 from each aura, and you draw a card. That's insane.
There it is, done.
And there's the concession from Patrick. Unfortunately, couldn't get the combo online. So, congratulations to Brayden, who has snuck in with those slippery bogles and taken out Modern Wednesday. Please stay tuned to Full House Games for Magic and more, and we'll hope to bring you some more matches next week.